Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Hello. Yay, we're back. Yes, so we didn't have a new live, or not live, but like we had an episode last week, but we weren't here last week. So now we are. Hello. How are ya? How was your week, Kyra?
My week was not great, I'm going to be honest.
You almost said it was good.
And that is the positive in me.
But our New Year's resolution was to just keep it real.
Yeah. So I went back home last week and I got back into town last Monday. And, it was so fitting that our friendship episode came out last week because I was just with my friends and we recorded that episode a couple months ago. And so then to like be home and then re-listen to everything, like still true. Like everything that I said is what I would have said if we were recording it like last week,
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not like we planned, like when we recorded that, we didn't plan for it to be
at all
coming out at the time you were going to go home. Like it just happened to work out.
Totally.
And I thought that too when I was listening to it. I'm like, oh, like she was just home with her friends and you were coming back that day. And
yeah, it was just like, it was really, really fun. And I am grateful and lucky that I do have like a lot of groups of friends. And so I really do like hit the ground running. Like when I go back to Connecticut is not a relaxing time. Like
she is popular, like, people.
I am booked and busy. Like one of my friends reached out and she was like, I imagine you don't, but do you have like a 28-minute window? You can see me. Because
no, the form was open to get on my schedule and you missed the deadline. So I'll let you know if I have any cancellations, but
we'll circle back. You're on the
maybe in 2026, but that one is already booked as well.
You better put in your request right now. But it was good. And also really quickly, like, I mean, I eat pizza here, and I'm just like, oh, it's good, because I'm just like... Now you were thinking I was getting ready to say.
No, but I'm intrigued.
Because I was just thinking about, like, I was going to say, like, the East Coast, just, like, the food doesn't, like, compare. Like, I love the East Coast food. And so it's, like, you forget how bad pizza is here until you have pizza back East. Like, because, like, I don't hate it here, But then I, like, had it back home and I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, this is pizza. Like, this is pizza. It's just like, I love the West Coast. I love everything about it, but give me East Coast food, like real East Coast food.
One of, probably my favorite pizza place here, because the one that I did used to love for like years sadly closed down. It was a small business in La Jolla and they closed down. But now probably my favorite pizza place here is
French Street Pizza.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
And they're like, so it's from the East Coast and I love them. Except for the fact that they don't have ranch, but it's okay because
you're one of those.
Yeah. And it's like a thing. Like they have a sign that says like, we don't have ranch.
Yeah.
So that's their only downfall, but it's so good that it's okay. And that's saying a lot because ranch to me is like its own food group.
Oh yeah. See, you're like my friend back home and like, it's just not for me. Like I'm not a ranch girly.
Oh, so this is when we cancel.
So when we do like, what are they called? Mukbangs. I will not be partaking in any ranch.
I want to be sponsored.
By
no.
Oh, okay. Ooh. What is like the top tier?
Well, I don't know because I'm trying to think. I've been still trying. Okay, so I really like Bolt House.
Okay.
For like an at-home ranch
situation.
Which might be controversial. I don't know. Like, I love ranch, but I mean, at best would be like a homemade.
Okay.
So I guess if you get like the homemade, the packets that you do the homemade like buttermilk hidden
Mhm.
ranch, because then it's like
The real deal.
buttermilk, you know,
Okay.
and then you're homemaking it and you're like churning the butter. Just kidding.
And then you're right in an episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Exactly. But anyways, carry on.
So yeah, and then unfortunately when I got back, I got sick. So I've been sick all week, and I truly don't ever get sick. That is also like something that I'm fortunate about. And it took me out. Like, I just was like, you're just exhausted. And I just was like working and had long work week. And so I was like, ugh, just trying to get over being sick. And then I filmed, I'm doing a Galentine's Day event at work next week. So if you're listening and you would love to like have a little Galentine's Day celebration with you and your girls, we're doing an express facial and a deep conditioning treatment and a blowout at my salon, me and one of my friends. So DM me if you are interested. We have a couple spots open. But Kelly, my other friend Kelly, and I were filming content, and I came back to my car and my car was not there. So my car got towed this week, which was fun. And it was my fault, I read the sign because there's a farmer's market in North Park on Thursdays. And so I read the sign, and in my mind, like, it wasn't Thursday. Like, I literally was like, oh my God, how is this spot open? And I was like, oh, Thursday. Okay, whatever. Like, wasn't even, like literally
I was going to say, what happened to just getting tickets? But that makes sense. There was an event.
What was worse was that nothing was set up. So, yeah. And like the woman, like when I called, like the woman was like, oh, you just missed it. And I was like, 66666.
Oh, you're like, you could have left that out.
So $350 later, I got my car back.
Yeah. That happened to me before. Well, not the farmer's market part, but my car getting towed. And I thought my car got stolen because it got towed like from my apartment building. So I went to go to work in the morning and my car was gone. And I like called the police.
I would have done that too.
And they were like, no, your car got towed. Because I just I accidentally parked one spot over. So I parked like in my neighbor's spot and they had my car towed.
That's just so dumb. Like, it's my car. You know I'm your neighbor. Knock on my door.
Exactly.
Ugh, I hate
and
that.
It was like an honest mistake because my spot was open. So it's like,
switch spots then. Take my spot. Yeah, you know that's my car.
It was just like, I messed up. Like, it's fine. Relax.
That's the thing where it's like, that's the part of life that I don't understand about people, because I'm like, if it is not inconveniencing you, or like, just be a real human. Like,
right.
Like, why do all that?
So this is when I lived in the Bay Area, and there was so much parking. It's not like in our complex. It's not like you couldn't find a spot. And like I said, my spot was open. My car is very recognizable. I've had the same car forever. It's like, it's me. So just park there. Even if you didn't know like what door my apartment was to come knock on my door, just park in my spot then. Or just like literally relax and take a Xanax.
And then the biggest news over the weekend, Luka to the Lakers. So
sounds exciting.
So if you don't follow basketball, we are a sports podcast, so tune in. Luka is
welcome to the Space Jam. All right.
Here's your chance. Do your dance.
All right.
It is one of the biggest trades in NBA history. Nobody saw it coming. It was late Saturday night. I was like getting ready to go to bed. And the Lakers, I was actually up watching the Gonzaga game after the Lakers game. And I'm like going to bed, and then like the group text is going off and we're talking about it. And we couldn't believe it. Like, we couldn't, like, no one saw this coming. There was no talks about it. And even if there were talks about it, Luka was the franchise player of the Dallas Mavericks. Like, he was going to be there forever. He was like Steph Curry at the Warriors, like staying there forever. Like, he is 25 years old. He's a superstar. And they traded him for AD, who's 31 and accident prone, which I love AD. I am sad to see him go. I really do love him, but I'm taking Luka. Like, Luka is the future of the Lakers. Like, LeBron's on his way out, like, we need somebody. And I'm just so excited. Like, I cannot freaking wait. And everyone, like, all the haters are like, oh, well, he gained a lot of weight. Like, it's like he's 276.7, but like the guy put up 39 points the other day, so it doesn't look like it's stopping him. Like, hello. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, he's
welcome to the Space Jam. All right.
So I also was like, I'm so jealous for those people that like already have Lakers tickets, like for the games that he's about to play, because now the prices are going to skyrocket. So there's no way I'm going. But I'm like, oh, all those people that just like already had tickets to a game, not knowing that this was going to happen. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah. So big news in the basketball world. And then it like started like no one in basketball, like they like all the players like from different teams, like all these like big names, like everyone thought it was a joke. No one thought it was real. Like they like coaches, like announcers, no one thought that it was real. Like, that's how big of a deal this was. And then it like started the conversation of like, this is how all trades need to be. Like, no insiders knowing, no little like, oh, we think that this might happen in the future. Like, boom. Like, and then it like all these players like Joel Embiid and Paul George play for the 76ers, and they're always injured and haven't played. And now they're like suddenly like healthy enough to play, because all the players are like, well, no one's safe. Like, this was a franchise player that never thought he was going to get traded, and he got traded. So you better perform. Yeah. So that's big.
Thank God we're a sports podcast, because now everyone's going to try to be one, and
we're already doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Good luck.
Good luck.
I mean, I secured my spot with that Space Jam.
Yes, she did.
Remix. So
well, you're a sound engineer, so you're in.
Yes. You can't do it without me. So
yeah, that was my week.
Awesome.
Yours?
It was pretty good. Better than previous weeks. We're getting
there.
Better.
We're into February, guys. We made it.
Yes, we made it. So I went and got a massage that was incredible. I texted you, Kyra, after. Also, I just realized that on my screen it says your email address as my name.
Yep. It does.
So, okay. Not sure.
Oh, we'll fix that after.
Can you? Okay. So I went and got a massage, and I texted you, Kyra, after, like, you have to go to this place. So relaxing. The woman was so kind. She was like explaining everything to me. Just, I don't even know how to explain it. Just, she really like wanted to tell me about how I needed, or how she was like gonna fix my frayed brain connections. And I know that sounds like crazy and like not relaxing, but like
that sounds great.
I was like, oh, you get me. Like, the connections are frayed. And after my massage, she was like, oh, like you needed that. Like, you are very guarded and like all these things. And I was just like, oh, she gets me. And I just immediately felt relaxed, like when she started doing the massage. And anyways, it was a massage that I like won in an Instagram giveaway. So I just got to relax and enjoy it. And it was free and amazing. And I'm definitely going to go back to her. She used like hot towels and like, it was just incredible. And she did like a double scalp massage situation.
Now, I'm someone who prefers a massage that like hurts. Like, I need you to get in there.
So she will do that. Okay. I didn't want that, but she has like, if you look on her website, she does all different kinds. And she asked me like what I wanted, and I wanted relaxation, but she does like deep tissue and like all different kinds. And she told me, like, obviously she asked what type of pressure I wanted. And I told her like, I don't want to be in pain. That's like, I
I'm
specifically said
max
that.
pressure, work me the fuck out.
Yeah. And so I was like, I just want to relax. I had like this one knot and I was like, I would like you to like work on it, but like, I don't want to be in pain. And she was like, okay, I'm going to ask you like one time, like I'll check in one time. Like, is the pressure good? And she was like, other than that, I'll leave you alone. But obviously if you need anything, like let me know. And I was like, that is so nice. Like you're not like constantly checking in, but like it was just so nice. And so loved that. Then, and it's so funny because like right afterwards I started talking to her and obviously I talk really fast and she was like, just remember, like, we want to keep the, like, this feeling going and like the calm.
Like, can you come live with me?
Because I was already like, oh my God, yeah, that was so nice. And so like, yeah, I feel so relaxed. And she was like, we just want to like keep deep breathing. And I was like, she probably thinks I'm so crazy, but whatever. I felt great.
No, I know you are. You're frayed brain. Like I'm trying to connect you again.
You're fraying the cells. She's like, not the cells that I just put back together. I see them fraying in front of my eyes.
She's all, honestly, you need help.
She's like, honestly, I get it.
This is beyond my touch.
Because the way that you speak so fast, I understand.
Wait, really quickly, I have to say that when I went home, everyone was like, you and Kelly are so different. Like, I'm like, yeah, I know. I tell everyone, I'm like, our humor is the same. Like, we have the exact same humor. And if you could have the exact same humor with someone, you can get along. Like,
yeah, that's about the extent of our similarities. Which works for us.
That's where it begins and ends.
That's what we've always said from the beginning. Like, we're very different, but we have the same humor.
It looks like
and we like the same things.
Spider leg. Just like hanging out.
For the people who just listen and don't watch, if you hear lots of side comments, you just have no idea what's happening because, we're referencing. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Patreon, but it's free. But it's like exclusive because you have to watch to know what's happening. So then also we had a cat party at work. As someone on my team left our team to go to a different team, they got promotion, and so we had a cat themed party, and it was so cute. Everything was, like we decorated it all, and we had cat themed music, and like, oh my God, it was so cute and fun, and it was just great. I
was like texting Kelly too, and she was like, sorry, Kyra, I'm at a party right now.
She was like, she sent me this TikTok, and then she sent me something else when I responded to the other thing. And then she's like, watch the TikTok. And I was like, I can't right now. I'm setting up for a party. And she was like, watch it right now. And I was like, I can't. I'm setting up for a party. And then I sent her the videos of the cat. And she was like, is this party for you? And I was like, no, but it could be.
No, but it is doubling, isn't it?
We had, the music was called Bongo Cats, and they do like regular popular music like Taylor Swift or whoever, but it's cats singing it.
I can't.
So they're like meowing, and it was so funny. And then I put this I found this picture of this cat DJ because the person whose party it was for, she loves going to festivals and she loves like EDM music. And so we put the DJ cat on the screen, and then we had the meowing cats singing. It was perfect. She loved it. So that was a great work day. Over the weekend, I went to a little Galentine's event at this local business that was really cute. I have a couple like Galentine's things this month for some of my friends are doing Galentine's parties, and then a couple like different businesses I'm going to their Galentine's like events that they invited me to. So that's fun. I love Valentine's, Galentine's. I just love.
Me
so
too.
February is like fun, just love all that. And then I just wanted to give a little book recommendation. I love reading.
How to be a
and
bookie.
what?
How to be a bookie.
Yeah,
For sports.
I feel like last year I really kind of fell off because I had a lot going on, so I wasn't reading as much as I usually do. But the previous 2 years, I had a goal of reading like 52 books a year, and I met that goal. And then last year I didn't read as much. This year I'm already kind of off to a slow start, but I am reading a book called The Women by Kristen Hanna. It's not a new book, but it's just like what I'm reading right now. And it's so good. It's about women nurses in Vietnam. And I just wanted to recommend it. I'm like probably 75% done.
Yeah, it sounds like a book that you wouldn't typically read because of like not you personally, but like just like in general, like when you like describe what the book is, every single person who has read this book is like, you have to read this book.
And I just love Kristen Hanna. Like I've read multiple of her other books, and she's such a good author. So like The Nightingale is so good, and Night Road. She just is a really good author. But anyways, yeah. So if you like book recommendations,
You like
if you like book, you're in the right place.
Because we'll help you with your vocab.
Because we're also an educational podcast. So yeah, that's basically it. So now tell us about what happened in the news, the Bravo news.
Well, one housewife exited a franchise. Thank you, Jennifer Aiden. She's out of there. Still not going to work for you, Cal. From New Jersey, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. She like went off at the airport on a Jersey Mike's employee, and it's still not going to work. And now she has been fired from New Jersey. See ya. She's so rude. Gotta go. Bye. And
Shannon's replacing her on that cruise.
On that cruise, yes.
That we talked about with Teresa and
Dolores.
Who's the other one? Dolores, yeah.
Yeah. Which is like an interesting pairing. I can't see Shannon and Teresa getting along, to be quite honest, but I can't see anyone getting along with Teresa.
Well, also because like Teresa and Dolores are besties. Like,
and like so Jersey.
Yeah.
And then there's Shannon, Miss Orange County.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. And then in better news, Gretchen is returning to Real Housewives of Orange County. And we could
as a friend
be happier. Yeah, she's doing a little segue, you know, she's got to tiptoe in, and then she'll be back to holding a orange next year.
I feel like sure. I don't know.
I can't wait. Tamara deserves it. Tamara deserves everything that Gretchen's bringing for her.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, I don't keep up on Gretchen's life at all, like in terms of like her personality. I know that her and Slade are still together and that she's a mom. So I just imagine like being a mom changes certain aspects of you for the better, hopefully. So
yeah, the reason I'm like, I just feel like she might be like boring.
We'll see. One thing about her, she's beautiful. She does.
Oh my God, yeah.
She just like is flawless, does not age.
Stunning. But I agree with what you just said, like being a mom changes you for the better. That's why I think she might be boring. That's why I'm like,
But she's still her at her roots, you know? It's like when you go back with your girlfriends, you're right back to who you were.
And Tamara brings that out.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
And then casting. So New York City Housewives, the reunion just aired part 1 this week. And before the reunion aired, they were doing open casting for new castmates, which like, honestly, it's crazy because like by the end of the season, I actually didn't mind them. I actually like was like, oh, you know what?
They finished strong.
I could see another season with them.
I think they finished strong. And now people are like into it. Mm-hmm. I think probably, I mean, I'd be shocked if Brynn came back.
Yeah, there's no way.
So I don't really know if the casting thing is like real.
Right.
But
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Just like juicy.
Yeah.
Obviously people are talking and we're talking about it. So I don't know if it's probably just to get people talking about New York, but
I was for sure thinking like it's definitely because I mean,
when do they ever do like an open casting? Like for any, even even if they were recasting the whole
Right.
thing again, when
Right.
they're not doing an open casting for random people.
And I also almost thought that like it was a way to kind of like brush off what happened, or like not like so that people weren't talking
Like draw
about
attention away from it.
Yeah. Because what happened on the finale was despicable.
I know. So obviously we didn't record last week, so we'll like, I guess, briefly touch on it, but we have so many things to talk about this week. So,
Yeah.
and then the last thing I wanted to mention, which isn't Bravo, but Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is a reality show as well. They announced that they are returning in this May. So I thought that was an interesting show. So we will probably talk about that this spring. But yeah, so speaking of New York, do we want to move on? I guess we could briefly talk about the finale first, and then go on to the reunion.
Yeah, because the reunion didn't give much for part one.
Yeah. So the finale, they're still on the trip. They were on the trip for like, I don't even know how many episodes. Yeah.
Like half the season.
Yes, literally. So, I knew it was going to be crazy, but sometimes they build it up and then you're like, oh, that was like nothing. This was wild.
I mean, here's the thing. Based on what we had been seeing up to date, I thought it was going to, like, Uba was going to be like the spotlight in the sense of like in the wrong, everyone being like over her. Like, I just assumed that that's where we were going with that. No. So basically, long story short, Brynn is trying, Uba and Brynn are continuing to fight. And then Brynn is trying to get all the girls on her side. And so she says this comment, and she says that, Uba knew that she had been sexually assaulted and like didn't care, and then like triggered her and like brought something up, right? It was like,
well, okay, so earlier in the trip, like 2 episodes ago, Uba said Brynn slept with someone to get on this show.
To get on the show, yes.
And so now Brynn is saying like, oh, that is like not only like fucked up to say about anyone, just because that's like a knowing thing to say about a woman in general, but like also because she knew that, like, I got sexually assaulted, and she's like now saying that I slept with someone to get on the show. And so of course all the women are immediately
rallying
like,
behind her.
What? Like, that is a wild accusation to make, because also like,
no, they weren't saying it's a wild accusation to make. They were saying like, wow, that's not cool of Uba.
Right. But yes. Okay, go ahead.
And then, like, when they were starting to ask her more questions about it, because they were about to hold Uba accountable, and then because Jessel had gone in and told Uba, like, I kind of get where Brynn's coming from, like, and why she was so triggered by what you said based on the information that you knew. And then Uba loses it.
Yes. And I will say, so it's kind of weird because this all happened after they stopped filming for the day or whatever.
Yeah.
So the way it's shown to the audience is like, we're just seeing like the hallway basically from like a security cam. And we're hearing about it from the girls are retelling it. And we're like seeing it. Yeah. We're just seeing it from one angle from like the hallway. So we're seeing bits and pieces, but like we're not seeing the actual conversations that they're having in the rooms when these conversations are happening, because they were done filming for the day. So we're only seeing parts of this. So it's kind of confusing, and it is he said, she said about certain things, or she said, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, Uba loses it, and she like comes out of the room and like is like screaming.
And then we find out, long story short, Brynn made it up. That didn't happen. And then Brynn's like, oh, well, maybe she didn't clock it. And everyone's like, what, girl? And then in true Brynn fashion, the next day she pretends as if nothing has happened. Production sends her home because it's like, that's not a throwaway comment. That's not like saying like, oh, I think I saw her out with someone, like out with another man, even though like that's not okay either. Like, you literally said that this person knew that you were sexually assaulted and didn't give a fuck about it and didn't care, and then like triggered you by like saying this accusation. Like, that's not cool. Like
Right.
that is like, that's really gross.
And then
zero accountability.
So basically when they called her on it and she said maybe she didn't clock it, she basically said like, I was saying a bunch of things in this conversation and now looking back, like maybe she just like didn't catch that part because I was saying a bunch of different things. And so, but she's still saying like, I told her, but I could see that maybe she didn't catch that part. Like, no. So anyway, so then they obviously all turn on Bryn and like are 100% on Uba's side. And so then now they show them at filming the credits, which a couple episodes ago we were talking about it. We were like, they were filming the reunion because I thought that the very first episode they were filming the reunion. They were filming the opening credits. Mm-hmm. And so they're all like obviously awkward with Bryn
talking to her
because they're like, what the hell? Like this is crazy. And I will say that nothing that Bryn did, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Period. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I hope that she is in therapy. I hope that she is getting help for her like deep life trauma that she has gone through, because I think she's gone through a lot of trauma in life with like her family and being sexually assaulted. I think that I don't think any of the women are saying like that they don't believe that she was sexually assaulted.
No, and they maintain that. They have all said like, we are not discrediting the fact that this act happened to her.
Yes. And I think that it's really sad because the way that like I think her trauma has in her life is like she almost creates this chaos and like needs this extra attention. It like overshadowed the fact that she did get sexually assaulted, and it's like she didn't need to do all that. Everyone believed her and everyone supported her and was going to be there for her. And then it's
and
like
Uba
she created
was over here digging her own grave already. Like you didn't even need to say that about her for everyone to be on your side. She was already horrible.
And then she created this whole other thing. And then now everyone's against you. And now you have no support. And it's not even that no one believes the first story, because everyone does believe that. But it's almost like it got overshadowed. And I do feel sad about that for her, even though, like I said, it doesn't justify anything she did. It's not okay. But I just hope that she is getting like help and therapy for the things she went through with the sexual assault.
Based on the reunion, it doesn't seem that way.
I know. So onto the reunion. What did we think of the looks? And I put them at the bottom of the thing.
I saw.
I hate Jenna's look.
Also, is she broke? Because she's wearing like a Balenciaga robe. Like I get it. Like whatever, you wore jeans last season.
So expensive, and I'm gonna return it.
Why would you ever say you're gonna return it? Like that had to have been a joke, right?
She didn't sound like she was joking.
She
sounded like she was dead serious. She was like, I was gonna return it. How are you gonna return it? Even if you didn't say that, everyone sees you're wearing it.
And when you're buying designer, you only have like 7 days to return something.
And typically you're only wearing it once. Like I was so confused. I was like, you're only...
Also, it's a robe. Like you can wear it every day.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, don't know.
Or make Bravo buy it from you if they want it for the BravoCon or the Clubhouse or whatever. Make them buy it from you.
Right. Right.
Weird.
I thought, so order of ranking, I would put Erin, Jessel.
That is your best?
I thought she looked so phenomenal. I just like love a pregnant woman who like wears tight clothes. Her and Jessel are right at my top. I thought Jessel looked exquisite head to toe. Her haircut, her makeup, her accessories. That dress is gorgeous. So I'd put like, Jessel, Erin right at the top, then Sai. I'm sorry. Hold on. Uba comes before Sai. I thought Uba looked phenomenal. Her glam was great. I would have loved to see maybe no tight, but I didn't like, it didn't like take away, but I just thought I love her and she's so beautiful. Like show that leg off without a tight. You know, I love a long slit. And then I would say Sai, and then I would say Bryn, and then Jenna.
What about Raquel?
Oh, she can go after Sai. So I would say Sai, Raquel, Bryn, Jenna.
Okay, I think Uba at the top. Probably with Aaron. Yeah, they were like my favorites. And then Sai and Raquel were together. I didn't like love Raquel's dress, but I loved like her hair.
Me too.
And like her glam.
Yeah.
And then Jessel. I didn't love her haircut, but everything, like she looked great, but just her hair, I don't know, her hair wasn't my favorite. And
what
then
do you
Bryn,
people with short hair?
Huh?
What do you have against people with short hair?
Not yours. Yours is amazing. I was already complimenting yours.
Everyone with short hair, just come for Kelly because she doesn't like short hair apparently.
No, I just don't like Jessel's. I just didn't like it. I don't know how it was moving. It was weird. Then Bryn. I thought Bryn looked way better like on the episode than she did in the photos. Because like, you know, they were posting photos beforehand and I was like, I mean, I liked how she looked, but like her face looked weird. But on that reunion, I liked how she looked. And then Jenna's last because she's annoying to me.
Yeah.
Like just doing too much. Like even last year with the jean, it was just like, ugh. And everyone online's like, oh my God, iconic, the robe. I'm like, how is this iconic? It's just like the Dorit smoking thing. I'm like, how?
Right.
It's giving nothing. It's giving no effort. It's giving loser.
No. But yeah, nothing really happened. So it never happens episode 1 or part 1 of a reunion. So we'll circle back and see what else is going on.
Yes. But what has been happening, Salt Lake City, and we have 2 episodes out so far. We haven't seen Brittany once.
She comes this time.
I know, but she was on so much of the season. How have we not seen her at all? I don't know. But let's talk about their looks really quick. I put their looks here too.
Heather's at my top. While I don't think she even needs to be at the reunion at this point, I do think that she looked the best.
I don't really think she looked like herself.
She does not.
I think she looked great.
Yep.
But I don't think she looks like herself.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's on losing weight and owning a med spa. She shouldn't look like herself.
But it's like she doesn't even look like that on the show.
But she looks like that right now. I mean, think about it. Like so much more time has gone by.
I guess, yeah. I thought Angie looked great. Bronwyn looked great.
I don't like Bronwyn's dress. It's just too much.
It's too much, and I don't like Whitney, but I felt bad for her that she had to sit next to her, and it just seemed like annoying that the dress was like in her way, and she couldn't really like see Andy, and it was like annoying to have to. I don't like Mary's dress.
I just don't. It's the necklace or whatever.
Yeah, and like I'm just like, who dressed her in that? Because I love her so much, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Lisa's dress, no. Meredith's dress, no. I'm just like, why? Like,
I know.
You guys they're all like beautiful women.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have enough money to have amazing dresses.
That's going to put them in a good decision. Yes.
And the lighting at this reunion is so bleak. They all look like.
Well, you could tell that they drink a lot of soda versus water. Their skin needs water.
All of them, it's a bad spotlight on their skin. Which I get, like, what we saw on Instagram and stuff is, like, a lot of airbrushing and whatever, but I'm like, you don't see this at any other reunion where there's, like, the skin is showing every flaw.
They're drinking too much soda, I'm telling you.
It's really wild.
Hydrate in a different way, ladies.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Bronwyn's a liar. How she went from a crowd favorite to where, like, talk about a fall from grace in one season.
Fall from grace. Okay, so when Andy's introducing them all in the beginning, he says, "Oh, I expected you to wear the necklace. The necklace that we talked about
yeah.
that we have an episode named after.
Mhm.
I like can't like, and she says, "Oh, I thought about it just to shut some people up," like, you know, basically saying like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to prove people wrong, like because I do have it." She doesn't have it. She didn't buy it, and it comes out later.
Like it was like, I should have worn it to prove people wrong. Oh no, I actually didn't buy it. Oh, now she's on Watch What Happens Live saying that it wouldn't have been good, you know, in the climate that we're in to the reason she didn't purchase it was because it was really expensive and like that's like not a good look. Like it's
Right.
not only is it dangerous for her to wear, but like people are really like suffering economically right now. So like
Mm-hmm.
how tone deaf would it be to purchase this?
Which
To
is
that,
fine.
right.
But then why are you pretending that you bought it until someone called you out with proof? Like, it's really
It's
weird.
because it's like, girl, you're not broke, so just be like, I didn't buy it.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, I'm going to call everyone else a liar until I'm actually the liar. Like, it was really weird and tacky.
I just didn't get like there was just no point to it.
Me neither, because we know that a lot of people on these shows like borrow jewelry, like we've seen it before. Oh, like even on like Beverly Hills.
There we
Oh,
go.
I can. Yeah, I
Not
decided
that I
not to
couldn't
get
buy
it.
it. Didn't want to.
Right. Or
And-
I just, for my anniversary party, I'm wearing this whatever $1 million
Every
necklace
celebrity on
for
the
the
red carpet.
party. Yeah. And we see it on Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you need to own that? Because it's not something you're going to wear every day.
Right.
So what would be the point of owning? Like, no one would question that. And even if people did, who cares? They're definitely too broke to buy it anyway. So who cares if they questioned it? Like, it's so weird to me that she lied about that. And I'm like, oh, it just makes me not like her. And I was so sad that happened.
And like, I think that like we're seeing in real time an example of someone who's actually not a girl's girl and like who doesn't have girlfriends because and like is just like wants it, like not because they don't want it, but because they've just never had it and don't know how to be, because we see it later on in the second episode when she's talking about the affair that Todd had, where in the show she like broke down and was vulnerable and like told these women like something, you know, she alleged that Tom had an emotional affair, and that, you know, their marriage isn't perfect and it's a lot of ups and downs and she felt betrayed and all this stuff, only to like then be at the reunion saying like, well, you know, what I felt was inappropriate, you know, I saw these texts and so everyone was like, well, then was it what you said or was it not what you said? Because we rallied behind you. And so I think she just like truly doesn't know how to be a girl's girl. Also, another example at the reunion was like, everyone was like, or I don't know if it was at the reunion or on Watch What Happens Live, but they were saying like, it seems as if like you're part of all of these conversations where you're telling like how you feel about something and then you run to the person that you were just talking about and blame it on everyone else. Like,
yeah,
why? Like to be so accepted. And then her response, it was on Watch What Happens Live, because her response was like, well, you know, I think everyone deserves to hear, you know, what is being said about them. And it's like, but you're the one spearheading the conversation.
Right.
And you don't take fault for it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just am like, I don't think she knows how to be a girl's girl as much as she wants to. I know.
And I think she feels like she can just use her money to like buy friendship. And that's why like when she took everyone on the trip, that it's very much like, look what I can buy for my friends, and not like in a malicious way, but like to your point, she doesn't know how to be a girl's girl. So it's like, well, let me just use my money to like buy people things. And while that's great and fun, at the end of the day, that's not friendship.
Yep.
And so that only lasts so long. And that's just things. And at the end of the day, people want friendship.
So in the friendship episode that we talked about, I was talking about how like girls, and how I had used to live with this girl that was not a girl's girl. She used to do that. She used to, we would go out and she would like buy everyone's drinks. And I would sit there and I would tell her like, you know, you don't need to do this, right? Like, you know, that's like not why like people are coming out. Like you, like, they're not going to just be your friend because you're doing this. But like, that is what she like historically did. And it was so funny because I would tell to her like, your personality is great. Like
Mhm.
that was her downfall, is like she didn't believe in herself, and like so
Mhm.
she tried to be what she thought people wanted, which made her like this like crazy person. But
Mhm.
like who she was like a great person, and she would always try to buy people stuff, and I was like, what are you doing?
And I will say there's a difference because like I love like giving little gifts. Like gift
Right.
giving is like my love language, so I'll like buy random gifts, but it's not because I'm like I'm
I need
doing
a
this because
friend.
I want you to be my friend. Like I'll buy you and this is funny, like for our listeners, I will get so excited I'll see something that I want to get for Kyra. And I'm like, "Oh, I get so excited." And then I can't keep it a secret and I tell her 2
At all.
seconds later.
Can't keep it a secret. She's like, can I tell you? Like, no.
But I'm not buying it because I'm trying to buy your friendship. I'm just buying it because I get so excited.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Whether it's for friendship or not, keep it up.
Did you try on the PJs, by the way?
I wore them.
I can't remember if you sent me a picture of them.
Here's the thing. Sadly, I'm not supporting Skims, so I can't like post a. Remember, I like put like. I can't support Skims, but I do love their pajamas, and they are really soft. But publicly, I cannot support them. Yeah. When Kimberly would like to come over back to the right side of history and not be a sellout, maybe. But till then, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't have to post publicly. I meant I didn't know if you sent me a picture. I didn't mean like, why didn't you post on your story?
I'm actually gonna be on a billboard next week, but they're gonna cross my face out.
Okay, so Mary talks about her son. So sad, so emotional. She's such a good mom. Her and Angie just showing their friendship. We love them.
The part when Mary said, I moved for 6 years to New York City to be able to show my son diversity. And it was hard for me as the only Black girl in class growing up. I wanted him to have a better education and to be surrounded by diversity. Like, what? Like, that is a parent going above and beyond. And like, obviously, not every family is capable of just like picking up and like moving, but like the fact that she even had the wherewithal to know that like, no, if I have this in my power to make my child's life better, I'm going to. Like,
This is like, okay, I don't mean to sound like stupid because I know this is different than Mary's situation and what she is referring to in being like the only Black person in her school growing up and things like that. But the other day I was having a conversation with my mom about when we moved to Alaska, and one of the reasons that my parents wanted us to move to Alaska is because the town that we lived in California was very sheltered and everyone was the same as us. Yes. And I often talk to, so I gave my mom her birthday present early. It was a photo book that I made her. She like wept her little eyes out. Well, it came in the mail because my parents are going on a trip, so I had to give it to her early. But anyway, it was a photo book of her whole life, and she called me and she was crying. It was like she was so happy, whatever. So we were talking about it, and part of it obviously was our move to Alaska, and we always joke, and I'm like, oh yeah, the best time of my life or whatever. And she's like, well, if we didn't have that, you wouldn't, whatever. It's always this conversation around like, I didn't love that I moved there, but I have some of my best friends. And like, of course, I wouldn't be the person who I am now if I didn't experience that. And I did experience so much diversity and so much. I met people who have like experienced so much adversity in their lives. Like before I moved there, all of my friends had 2 parents in their household. All of my friends had the same exact life as me. When I moved there, none of me and my brother's friends, like all of their parents were either divorced or had like one parent gone for some reason. And just like so many things that we had never experienced before. And so that's why I say I know it's different than like Mary's situation.
But yeah, I mean, like
my mom didn't
atmosphere and like
she did not want us to grow up sheltered and not knowing any different than like what our life was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard, not just like for that reason, like for many reasons and things that I experienced there. I did not like living there, but I'm glad I had that experience, because then once I did get in the real world, it wasn't like
Jarring.
culture shock. It was culture shock when we moved there, but it's like I was still young enough and still living at home that once I got out in the real world, I was like not as stunned at like the differences in life. So yeah, I think it is good for younger people to be able to have that experience of not being like in a sheltered life, if families can do that. Obviously, like you said, not everyone can do that. But anyways, yeah, sorry.
And then Meredith wanting to storm off, like, oh, the drama. Like, girl. But like, no,
I was just gonna say, I love Seth, her husband, and when they like called him out for calling Whitney a biatch, Justin was like laughing.
You're right. I know.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No, I know. But we honestly really haven't gotten anything. And like, it's so funny because like people online are talking about it too. Like, we had such an incredible season from these ladies. Like, we're not really getting anything at their reunion, which is interesting. But hopefully this next part will be good, because it really truly hasn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same stuff. It's the main thing is obviously like Lisa and Bronwyn. And I know that you hate Lisa. And the thing that kind of like came out was that allegedly Bronwyn had an affair with Gwen's dad. And that's like why all the tension and things happened.
But like, they were 19.
Right, but he was supposedly married.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the dad was 19. But he was supposedly married and told his family that she had a miscarriage. That's why there's all this like drama.
But like, okay, here's the thing. Like, they also knew that she didn't have a miscarriage. So like, that to me is just like, why would you even say that? Like, it's not a talking point, because they knew right when she had the baby that she had the baby. So even if they thought that she had a miscarriage before, now we're 18 years past it.
Right. And why are we, even if he was married, and why are we blaming the woman? She wasn't married.
Anyways. So we'll see. Beverly Hills. Still
another one that's giving nothing.
Like, still talking about the text. Still don't care at all. Shout out to the producers for making Kyle look like a fucking hypocrite. Like, talking about how she doesn't need to address anything, and she doesn't need these people to hold her accountable. And then they give this like montage of her like time after time, like giving examples of how people need to, and like this is their job, and this is they might not like it, they might be uncomfortable, but
season after season of her doing it.
Yep.
All we see is montages of her being a hypocrite and montages of her at her house alone, not knowing how to do shit, and just being alone and watching birds fly into the window over and over and over.
Yeah.
And the only people that are entertaining me are Boz and Jennifer Tilly. And Jennifer Tilly's not even a full-time housewife. And she is so entertaining. I love her.
What did she call a GIF?
Oh, a meme. She was trying to say meme. A meme. She kept saying, what? They were sending memes? She's like, I don't know. He just sends her memes and stuff. And she says it like dead serious. And they're like, a meme. And she's like, so PK sending her memes? It sounds like it's more than memes. I love her with the toaster. The $500 Dolce & Gabbana toaster.
Okay.
And then she had her like $30,000 boat purse or whatever. I'm just Louis
Vuitton. Yeah, I know. Yeah. She's great. And her and Boz are great. And
I heard on a podcast, she's kind of like bringing that like silly energy that Kathy Hilton had. Yes. And she has nothing to lose because she doesn't have kids. Right. She doesn't have like a husband to piss off. Well, she has a boyfriend, but her ex-husband died.
Passed away, yeah.
She doesn't have like a spouse to like piss off on the show. So she doesn't have anything to lose. And she has so much money that like they're not really going to fuck with her, like the producers, because she doesn't need this.
And she's just so quirky. Like
she's just doing it for fun and like She's just
And,
bringing good energy.
Her like facial expressions, like as like things are happening, and she's like,
yeah. She's just always every interview she does, she's just talking about her ex-husband and like just so grateful for him, and like it's just thank you Sam, like it's just so funny.
And when they're like, have you ever been in love, or how about you? And she was like,
is he your first?
Yeah, is he your first? And she was like, man, no, I've been married before.
First man, no.
And they're like, no, have you ever been in love? And she's like, yes, I was in love with my ex-husband. Oh my God.
The creator of Simpsons. Oh, she's great.
So yeah, we need something more.
Yeah. So anyways, now to the Southern shows, which also just really
boring.
Yeah, I mean Southern Charm was a little more entertaining. So Vanita and JT.
So is that the girlfriend that she's talking about then? Saying that he popped out with a girlfriend after filming?
It can't be.
But that's what I mean. So it's like, but I don't understand how she got to where she is then, because they're filming right now and he's saying he's in a relationship. And then she's saying that right after they stopped filming, she found out he had a girlfriend. So
I know. So they must have broken up. And then
dated for 2 weeks and then he had another girlfriend?
Yeah, because remember,
like
he quits filming before they all quit filming.
But it was just his interviews, just like his confessionals or something.
Yeah, but she said he popped out with a girlfriend right before the show aired, not right after they finished filming. So I think it must be someone else, because she said that they were like together. And in the show, they're not like almost together. They haven't even like kissed or hooked up.
I know that's when we go back to there's 3 sides to every story.
Right. So, I mean, we'll see if that's what this is, then she's Delulu.
Well, she's already Delulu for like.
Well, yeah. But then I would have to take JT's side, which is
a
wild thing to say.
Right.
But it is very weird. He's like at her house. She's making him dinner. He's like, we have this great connection. And then he's like,
my mom said we should marry each other.
And his mom is like, oh, you're
white. Why is he talking to his mom? When did they become so close?
His mom is referring to her as his fiance. And he has a whole ass girlfriend? Not just like this girl I'm seeing, his girlfriend.
So like they go through this like romantic dinner and he's like, I gotta go.
We have great chemistry. We have, this is a great connection.
My mom thinks we should be married, but honestly, I gotta head out because I'm dating someone.
So we weren't only shocked when 2 women wanted to date him. Now there's a potential 3rd. And then we have Shep.
Whose girlfriend doesn't like him.
But Molly likes him.
Which I do think they're cute together. But also he's still in love with Taylor. Like it is clear as day that he is still in love with Taylor.
He is a mess. Yeah. I don't really like Molly.
Oh, I like her. I'm like really starting to like her. I just think she's fun.
She had ankle fat injected into her boobs.
Dead. I mean, that's a good use of fat transfer, if you ask me. Like, you got cankles that you don't like them? You don't have boobs, but you want them? Put that fat in there, girl.
That scene, they're just both sitting at the coffee shop braless and like, it was cute. It was funny. They're both just like telling each other they're beautiful and like, it was funny, but I was just like,
girl, you get that ankle fat in your titties. Go for it.
Yeah, it was
I just think that's so funny.
It was silly, and it does annoy me now. I mean, it's annoyed me this whole time, but it annoys me more each week that Sally looks so drastically different in her interview from when she looks on the show. It's just, I've never seen anything like it.
Night and day. I am a hairstylist. I have never seen someone look like a completely different person. Like,
it was crazy.
To that extreme. Like, of course, you're going to look different, but like to that extreme.
Right. And then throughout the whole show, it's not like they showed that interview a couple times with the brown hair. It's like the whole season, she's had brown hair in the confessional and bright blonde.
Yeah, that girl needs to be.
So I'm like, when did you film these?
Mm-hmm.
Madison and Patricia had a sleepover. They're just like silly together, and I like their friendship. It's just funny, and like they just laugh so much together. And they talk about Shep's girlfriend being like a fan of the show, and she like tried to get with Whitney, which is kind of like foreshadowing. They're going to talk about it next week when Whitney tells Shep. But Shep like spiraling and like texting the girl and her not responding and telling Austin about it, and Austin being like, stop texting her. It was
Like,
so
Austin
funny.
is giving you like sound relationship advice, like look in the mirror.
And when Shep was like reading the text, I was like, this is crazy. It was so funny.
And that is on karma.
I know. I'm like, when he was talking about how like insecurity makes you do all these things, I'm like, how many girls are watching this right now being like, this motherfucker made this exact motherfucker made me feel this way? Like, probably dozens of girls.
So yeah, that's really
what you got.
And then Southern Hospitality. So the week that we weren't recorded, that we missed, all of Emmy's friends, in the nicest, most respectful way possible, confront her and just want to like make sure that she's aware of these awful things that Will has said about her, that they have heard, like actually heard, and she loses it. And not because she loses it because she's sad about the things that she's hearing. She loses it because her friends are wrong. Will, the only person that she cares about is Will, and he is not here to defend himself. It's like,
he sounded just like her. That was so
like,
good.
I just can't. I'm like, girl, they're talking about how your boyfriend is dogging you out about your looks, your personality, how he cheats on you, how you're not fun. Like, you need to drink in order to have fun. Like because you're sober. Sorry. He was saying like he wishes you could be more fun and drink.
Yeah.
And your takeaway was that you have bad friends?
And they did it in the only time they could, which was when he wasn't there, because why would they do it when he is there and can just like spin the situation?
And your one friend even took you aside.
And I loved the producers on this too, when she was like, oh, they never asked me about it.
Or like this, they should have said that, they should have done this.
Replay, oh, they did. Oh, they should have gone to him. They replayed going to him. They should have done this. Replayed. It's like every single thing that she said they should have done, they did.
And then this week's episode starts with her and Will, happy-go-lucky. And she's in her confessional. She's in her confessional talking about how, you know, the Southern, you know, kind of reputation is that women just, you know, say nothing and let their partner do whatever, you know, so that they can have a life, like a cushy life. And she's like, that is not me. Like, I am no pushover. I'm sorry, Girl. Is there a different Emmy in the room?
Yeah.
You're a pushover.
You're a pushover. And that's why you just lost all your friends, didn't go to work that night, like went out to dinner and walked past all your friends, your ex-friends, whatever. Like, just blah. Girl, bye.
And then the episode
tomatoes.
Throwing tomatoes. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends with the new bartender saying like he knows for certain Will cheated and fucked a girl in the bathroom, or I don't know, did something at a party with a girl in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which.
And where is Grace Lily? Just give us more Grace Lily.
Based on the previews for next week.
We want Grace Lily.
So they head to Vegas next week for Maddie. Oh, I actually really would like to say I found Joe Bradley and TJ's conversation to be really incredible for TV, because the alleged they're alluded to maybe TJ and Brad or Joe having a intimate situation at some point, not, you know, either whether it was just kissing or cuddling or whatever, but Joe is straight. For him to be able to have that conversation and take accountability on national television and not try to like downplay the situation or, you know, like be homophobic in any type of way. Like, I thought that was really, really cool to see on TV.
I do too, but I still feel like TJ still was trying to insinuate that Joe was like not owning up to something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
which I feel like is unfair, which could be true, but I still feel like that's unfair to do to someone because
I respected Joe for sure, though.
I did too, but I'm just saying, like, he did that much, and even if there is something else, or even if there's more or whatever, it's like you're still making it seem like, oh, but he's not really saying it all, and it's like that's not fair to do to someone. So, like, whether he's gay or straight or whatever, it's not up to you to make it
tell his story.
Yeah, so I just think that was kind of messed up.
Tacky.
But so yeah. And then Traitors.
Traitors.
So it's been 6 episodes. It started off strong. I was liking it in the beginning. I don't know if it's because they released 3 episodes at once, so I was kind of like, you know, into it, and now it's kind of and I don't know if it's because a lot of the big players are like non-Bravo people, like the Traitors are people from like shows that I don't know. But I'm also seeing a lot online that people are like, meh. But
also we're like seeing all the Traitors go against one another.
I know, which we haven't seen really in the past. But I will say Rob is very, very smart, and I am very impressed by how calm, cool, and collected he is, like in the round table situation. I love Dylan, Zach's brother, and I was looking at his Instagram the other day, and it says misguided with the little nail emoji because Bob the drag queen gave him that name.
Cute.
Which I thought was so fucking funny during that episode when he was like, "You're misguided, that should be your drag name," and I was like, amazing. And now he has it in his Instagram bio. I love Gabby.
Love Gabby.
I don't watch The Bachelor or Bachelorette, but my friend Kate started sending me videos of Gabby, like her nail videos, like a couple months ago, and I just like love her. I think she's so funny, and so I was so excited to see her on here because I just think she's so entertaining.
Cute. She's so cute.
She's so cute, and I love like her, Chriselle, and Nikki. Now not Nikki, little Bambi girls.
Yep. And Sierra.
I mean, I love Sierra.
Like Sierra and Gabby, best dressed.
Yes.
And Chriselle's up there too.
Yeah, totally. And I do love seeing Sierra's style because on Summer House, like we don't really get to see her style as much because obviously they're just, you know, in swimsuits or like whatever. So I always loved Sierra. But this last episode really ended like so good.
So good.
The way that Carolyn looked directly at Danielle. Okay, so Rob, who's like basically the mastermind, and I went down this.
I give him 2 episodes max before he's out.
I know, so he's very smart, but I think you know it's going downhill because people are catching on, and people know he's very smart. So it's you know, but I went down this rabbit hole because I didn't know who he was or whatever. So there's all these things going around. He was so hot when he was on Survivor, and then like he met his wife on there, and they're still together. They're very cute. They have 4 daughters, and like this whole thing. So I was watching all these videos, but he's like, I don't know what to do because like the girls are fighting and whatever. And Carolyn looks straight at Danielle and goes, "We just have to go after Danielle."
Which Danielle's like, "Bring it on, bring it on. Then I'm gonna go after you." And it's like, none of you are gonna win the money then.
Oh my God.
And Danielle with the hat. And your braids are so frayed. Did you like
how long have they been there?
Like it looks like you needed to get them done before you started.
I know.
Show.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like
because I'm like, they haven't been there that long.
She's crazy too. Like, and you just played your hand because you voted for Rob.
I know.
So that by
I don't even know what show any of these people are from. Well, I know Rob now is from Survivor. The other 2 from Big Brother.
I think Big Brother or Survivor. One's from Big Brother, one's from Survivor. They're both from Big Brother. Yeah, that whole run. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this season is just like not as good as it normally is. But I think actually we are about to get to better.
Yes.
And then Tom Sandoval. Good God.
Go home.
Like, good God.
Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom. Tom. One of them. Take them both.
Yeah, I was kind of getting. Well, I am getting bored, but the way that ended, I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
juice."
so it looks like we've got something in the works.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Sorry, guys, we had a lot of shows today, a lot of catching up.
I know that was a lot, but yeah, all good things. So we'll end out with our goals for the week. We love all that gossip, but we gotta stay on track with growing and improving. So what is one thing that you're working on this week?
My Galentine's Day event at work. It's going to be so cute. So this is our second year doing it. And so obviously every year you want to get better. So we have cute little surprises. So I'm going to go finish some of that stuff today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like, did I put this last time too? Patience.
It's an active thing.
Still working. No, yeah, I'm working on patience, I guess. That's good. One thing we're looking forward to, or
not being sick this week.
Yeah. Are you feeling better? Are we
better? I always say, when I know that because I get, again, it is very rare that I get sick. I know that I'm sick when my eyes hurt, my eyes, and my mom used to always say that you have sick eyes, always. And so my eyes don't feel bad today. So we're for sure getting there.
Good. I am looking forward to, I have a lot of tasks to do this week. So I'm looking forward to just having them done.
Checking them off.
Yes. And what is something that made you feel like an adult?
Not being angry when I got towed. Even the woman on the phone and the woman at the tow place, they were like, "You are so pleasant. This, we do not normally get people reacting this way." And I was like, it's on me. I did it. What am I going to do? I need a car and you guys have it. So I just got to suck it up and pay it, and the universe will give it back to me, and it's okay.
That is very adult. I made a new resume over the weekend, and I haven't made a new one literally ever. I've always had the same resume. I mean, I've added on to it obviously, but I made a brand new one.
Jazzed it up.
Yeah, so that felt pretty adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, next weekend is the Super Bowl.
What do you got?
I'm sure the Chiefs are going to win, although.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to go Eagles.
I don't want the Chiefs to win.
Let me tell you, I am a New York Giants fan. I am not a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So this is the one time you will catch me supporting the Philadelphia Eagles. And I want them to win because I don't want the Chiefs to win again.
I don't either. So I want the Eagles to win, but
it's just not fun. I get it from their standpoint. That is incredible. The only people potentially to do it in NFL history. Really, what an accolade, cool. However, it's boring as a viewer. We don't care. And it's so funny because last week when I was back home, I was with a bunch of Patriots fans. And so they were so my friend's husband was like, well, this was when the Patriots were really good and everyone hated on them. And I'm like, no, because the Patriots didn't do it not consistently, consecutively, they won one and then someone else did. And then they yes, they dominated for a while, but it wasn't consecutive. And it's boring.
It's boring.
All right. So you're going Chiefs. I'm going Eagles.
Well, no, I'm not going Chiefs. I don't want the Chiefs to win.
We're going to bet a coffee.
No.
Kelly's afraid to lose.
No. If I was afraid to lose, I would take that.
Kelly, we're a sports podcast, okay?
I would take that bet because I think the Chiefs are going to win. That's how badly I don't want to go for the Chiefs.
Take your bet. That's your bet. I'm taking the bet of the Eagles. That's how people bet, not with their heart.
I know, but I don't want to be a Chiefs fan. I don't need a free coffee that bad. That's how bad I don't want to say go Chiefs. I don't care about a free coffee.
What about a free tank of gas?
Oh, you don't want to have to buy Pebbles of tank of gas. That's a commitment.
Well, I mean, I got an SUV too.
Oh, Pebbles hit 300,000 miles. My road dog.
She's still doing great.
She is.
So yeah, guys.
Okay, well, that is it for this week. Make sure you're following us wherever you listen. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Subscribe, rate, review, share us with a friend. all those fun things. And,
Leave some comments, guys.
Yes.
Engage with us.
Yes, we see you lurking. We see you listening. Let us know what you're thinking. We don't know if you're liking it. So yeah, we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.